Hola guys. So it's November, I think 15th, so we're halfway through Nonfiction November, and I'm very much invested in Nonfiction November, but I have been in such a fantasy mood. It's not even funny. All I want to do is pick up fantasy. I started reading The Name of the Wind last month, and I wasn't able to finish it before Nonfiction November started, so I really want to get back into it and I want to finish it. And then Hollow Pox by Jessica Townsend came out. That's The Hunt for Morgan Crow, and that's the third in the Morgan Crow, like Trials of Morgan Crow series. So I want to read that. And then I have so many other books that I have had for such a long time, like great fantasy books that I've had for such a long time that I really want to get to. And I'm just like, that's really in the mood that I'm in. So as soon as Nonfiction November is over, I think what I'm going to do is just focus strictly on fantasy for December, which is great because typically I feel like it's such an atmospheric thing to read, and I don't, for some reason I always associate it with like the cold months. I guess maybe I just haven't read like any desert fantasy but yeah, that's really what I'm in the mood for. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do like a whole month long like fantasy focused reading month, and I'll probably vlog it and talk about it, and hopefully I'll have some new fantasy favorites, because, and who knows, I might go into the next month as well, because like that's all that I keep thinking about. And I think it's because I found a couple of new to me booktube channels, which I'll link down below, that's all they talk about is fantasy. And so it's just really getting me back into that mood, because they're talking about all these worlds that I have heard about but I haven't read and I haven't immersed myself in because I haven't been able to get to the books yet. So I have a couple of short ones that I think I may be able to get through quickly. Like I want to do a reread of Uprooted. I want to read Spinning Silver, which is another one of Naomi Novik's, and then I want to read the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which I've read The Hobbit and loved. So I really want to read those three. I mean, I feel like those are classics that you have to read. And then I want to finish The Name of the Wind and start Hollow Pox. And there's just so many that I have that I haven't been able to get to. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do for the month of December. So this will be my little intro for that. I haven't stopped thinking about it, so I just thought I would get it out, even though it's November 15th only. Hola guys. It is December 2nd, and so it is officially my fantasy-filled December that I want to have. I started reading Uprooted actually a couple days ago. I started reading it on the 29th when I was on my way back home from when I was on my way back home after like the holiday break. And yeah, so that's a reread for me. I'm about 82 pages in, I think. Yeah, I'm 82 pages in. It's a reread for me. But I feel like I'm paying attention to it a lot more now than I was the first time, or maybe I just don't remember as a lot. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. We have the like really grumpy main character. You guys know I love grumpy main characters. But yeah, I think yeah, we'll just see how that goes. After that, I do have the Fellowship of the Ring that I might pick up after that, just because this is obviously one of those classic fantasy series that everybody should read, perhaps. I've read The Hobbit and really enjoyed it, so I want to go on with The Lord of the Rings. And then I have The Name of the Wind. Yes, not The Name in the Wind. I always get The Name of the Wind confused with The Shadow in the Wind, which I think is the name of the book by Carlos Ruiz Zafón that I love. Anyway, so I have that I've started and I have to continue with, so that will also be hopefully mostly finished this month, if not completely finished. Depending on how I go this month, I might continue on into January. And then I also have the audiobook hold for Hollow Pox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow. should be coming in about like 3 weeks, I think, depending on how the other people who have holds kind of get on with it. Hopefully they'll finish soon and I'll have it before then. But as soon as that comes in, I'm going to basically drop whatever I'm reading to pick that one up because I love it so much. I love that series so much. So yeah, I am working from home again. I am self-quarantining. Yeah, that's it.
I've been working on for the past month or so. It's finally nearly done with the first draft. There's a couple asterisks there, but you get what I'm saying.
It is Sunday the 13th, I believe. Where's my phone? Yes, Sunday the 13th. I should be finishing Uprooted today, probably within like the hour. I enjoyed it. I'm thinking like 4 out of 5. Yeah, I mean, I like the characters. I've read some of the negative reviews about, like I think that there was one. Some people wanted more romance, some people wanted less romance. I thought the romance was okay. It's definitely a subplot. It's not the main focus of the story because, obviously the action that they're taking against this like evil wood is the main, them trying to save their nation from that is the main story. I saw some reviews about some people thought the romance came in at the wrong times. I didn't necessarily think that. I think that and I think we see that a lot in movies and in books, when like right before the big sort of fight or whatever, a lot of like romance things happen because a lot of characters are like, I might die, so do I really want to die without having taken this step or without telling this person or whatever. So to me it kind of made sense. You have the really jerk of a main male character, but I don't ever think that I don't really think he crosses the line. I think he's just a guy who's kind of fed up with and stressed with everything that he has to do, and then he has this girl who obviously doesn't want to be there, but he needs her to accomplish his goal. So I mean, yeah, he's gonna be a jerk and stuff like that, but I've always liked like the sort of assholey characters. So for me that wasn't a big thing, but it might be if you don't like those types of characters, or those types of characters involved in a romance with someone else. He's obviously like much older, even though he doesn't appear it. So if that's an issue for you, then that this might not be your thing either. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was fun. There wasn't anything I would say like just over the top amazing that I love. This is gonna be my new favorite, but it was a fun read. I remembered a lot of the stuff from my first time that I read it, and I think I feel approximately the same way. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a dabble into fantasy, maybe this might be a good start. It was fun. It was fun, and it was entertaining, and I'm glad I read it. Hello, it is the 15th, I think. It's like 10 o'clock or something like that. And tomorrow we're supposed to get a pretty bad snowstorm, so I'm working from home tomorrow. And that means that I can sleep in a little bit, which means I can go to sleep a little bit later. So I'm hoping to try and be able to read a little bit more of Fellowship of the Ring, which I was glancing through the intro. Do you guys read introductions for like older books? I don't always, to be quite honest. But I was glancing at this one, and it was saying that The Lord of the Rings is many times mistakenly, like my little bun, is many times mistakenly said to be a trilogy, but it's actually one book written in 6 parts that is typically published in 3 volumes, which is super interesting, and I had no idea. So that's not trash. That's where I brought my mouse and keyboard and all that stuff. I have to set everything up for tomorrow. So yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that, but I guess I should have had some sort of hint, because on the front of the book it says The Lord of the Rings Part 1. But I guess I could have also just thought that was the first book in the trilogy. So I'm not like super blaming myself for thinking it's a trilogy. But interesting tidbit. I'm enjoying it thus far. I was having a conversation with a friend about how typically I will like to have read things before I watch the show or movie that they're about. But that usually results in disappointment, because so seldom is the movie or TV show better than the book. So they're saying that they like to watch the content first and then read the book, because it feels like what you're getting when you read the book is an enhanced experience to the book, to the movie or TV show that you watched. And essentially you're getting more, and you're enjoying it more, and you're getting more in depth. And that, I had never really thought about it that way. I always felt like I want to know the source material first, but I always get disappointed, and I always complain about all the things that they didn't talk about. So it makes sense. Like, I kind of like the idea of watching the show or TV or movie first now, and then going back and reading the book, because yeah, it almost feels like Experience 2.0 almost. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this. Like, I've watched the movies. I love the movies. They're some of my favorite movies. And now it feels like I'm getting so much more. Like, freaking Frodo is like 50. And I guess another thing about it, I don't actually know how old he's supposed, like, they say that he is in the movies, but like, he leaves what I think is, you're supposed to presume, is like very soon after Bilbo's birthday. I haven't watched these in a long time, so I may be totally wrong here, but you get the impression that Frodo leaves soon after that, whereas Frodo was 33 years old when Bilbo turned 11, and he's now turning like 50, and he's still in the Shire. So yeah, it just, you're getting all of this more, like, just more information, and you're getting more in depth into the story, and you're starting to see the difference, like how everybody is starting to get suspicious, and like weird things are happening. The elves are moving, people are leaving Middle Earth, and so you're starting to get to that the main sort of conflict, and you're starting to get little tidbits of it, and it's so interesting and fun, and I love it. I mean, I read The Hobbit and I absolutely loved it, and I don't know, there's just there's something about Tolkien's writing style that before I read it, I used to, I think, be a little bit afraid of what it might be like, or like intimidated by it. And I always heard that, like, he wrote like the Bible, so he'd be like, this who begot this person, who begot this person, and it's not quite so Bible-ish, but there are a lot of like cousins of and just relatives of, which I find just to be more funny than anything else. Although I was looking in my in my book for like a family tree. I don't know that there is one. I don't think there's one. You just get the map, and I think there actually are a few other maps in the back, which I'm going to explore. So yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time with it, and I'm thinking I'm gonna switch my original sort of thought process on, do I read the book and then watch? Do I read then watch? Do I watch then read? Hi guys, so I finished Fellowship of the Ring and I really enjoyed it. I was reading some of the reviews for it, and a lot of the negative ones centered on the fact that it was dull. And I can kind of see that. He does get really detailed in describing their actions and their little adventures and their surroundings and the world. So I think he's just really trying to build this world for you. And you know, the action is building. They do have a lot of stops along the way where things happen. But I guess if you don't think that's like actiony enough, I can see why you might consider that to be dull. But I didn't. I thought it was great. I mean, I love these characters going in. So it's just kind of getting to know more about them, more about the friendship between Frodo and Sam, and more about Aragorn, and it's really fun to see the similarities and the differences between it and the movie. I actually watched the movie earlier today after I finished the book, and I think the movies really do a great job of capturing the essence of the book and the feelings and the tone, and there is just really all I can think of is just the sense of adventure. That's that feeling that Bilbo has when he wants to leave, and that sort of desire to go see the mountains and write about them. That it really comes through in the story, and I just thought it was so much fun, and I love these characters, and I love getting to see the different sort of races of beings. Yeah, I know. I mean, I just thought it was great. I had such a good time with it, and I kept like wanting to go back to the world. I'll hopefully pick up the rest soon, but right now I have just started Hollowpox: The Hunt for Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, which is the third in the sort of Morgan Crow series, Nevermore series. And immediately, literally, I'm only like 8 pages in, and immediately there is just such a sense of magic that she is able to capture so eloquently and so quickly in her writing. I mean, as soon as you start to read this book, you're transported to this world, and you know that it's something magical, and you know that it's different, and you know that there's whimsy and wonder. I think she really picked the absolute best word to describe her world, or to describe this society. You know, the wondrous society, and I could not think of a better word to describe what she writes. It's full of wonder, and it's full of magic, and I get these like fuzzy, warm, magical feeling every time I read these, and I haven't felt that since like the first time that I read Harry Potter, which is probably why I just love this series so much. It's a different kind of fantasy, and it's a different kind of magic that is just, it's exactly that. It's wonder, and it's amazing, and I love it. And I'm only 8 pages in, and I'm already just like having the time of my life.
Want to earn enough points for a weekend of fancy camping? We have options for that. Maybe have a better credit card than your older sister.
Hola. So I finished Hollow Pox today, and I loved it so much, but did we expect anything else? Really, I love that series so much. It is just beautiful and vibrant, and I love every single one of the characters. There is really like not anything about it that I don't like, to be quite honest. And the audiobooks are absolutely amazing. The audiobook narrator, I don't know what her name is. Let me see. Gemma Whelan. She's done all three of them, I believe, so far, and she's just absolutely amazing. The voices that she does for everyone are so just funny and amazing, and I love them, and she just really gets you in the mood. I just love these books so much. She is able to bring this place to life in such a way that is amazing, and it just blows me away every time. So I already can't wait for the next book. This one was amazing, and we did get like an on-page, without a doubt, queer moment, which I was so excited about. And I kind of saw coming the whole book. But it's not the one that I thought. It is not the one that I initially thought was gonna happen, but I did pick up on it on this particular one also throughout the rest of the book, and I can't wait to see it more and see more of them. Hopefully. It was so fun. I love it so much. 5 stars. It's going on my favorite fiction book video. It's the 30th right now, so I don't really, unless I pick up like a graphic novel or something, I don't know that I'll finish anything else. I do want to continue on with The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, which is also a fantasy. I started that years ago, and then I stopped, and I started it again like 2 months ago. No, I started it again I think in November. So hopefully I'll be able to get back into it and finish it for January. It is on my January TBR. I started making TBRs again. I started kind of journaling again. I'm so proud of myself. Hopefully I can keep it up for the rest of this year, because it's been fun, and it's been cool to kind of put everything down on paper again and feel like I'm planning and getting ready for the new year. So yeah, this has been a fun, fantastic December. I enjoyed everything that I read. I I think I have two new favorites in part one of the Lord of the Rings, and obviously Hollowpox, which I knew was going to be a favorite. So I can't wait to get back into the Lord of the Rings. I miss it so much. I miss the world and I miss the writing. I don't know. I can see why it is so renowned in the fantasy world. Why so many authors take so much influence from Tolkien. I just loved it, and I can't wait to get back into it. And then I want to reread The Hobbit once I finish all three parts of the Lord of the Rings. So I watched the Fellowship of the Ring, the movie, after I finished it, and it really does such a great job of capturing, I think, the essence. I think it's a great book to movie adaptation for sure, and it's great to read the book after having watched the movie, because you kind of get a more full effect of what the author's intent was and what the backstory behind everything is. It was just great. It's been a fun month reading wise. I feel like I'm fully back in the groove of reading. It only took me 12 months, but I'm excited for the new year reading wise. So I hope that you all enjoy this video. I hope that you have a great end of your year. Thank you for sticking around with me. Hopefully you'll be around for next year as well. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought, or if you are recommending any other fantasy books to me based on what I thought about the 3 that I was able to finish in this month. As always, thank you for watching and for listening. I love you all.